afternoon, everyone. This presentation is Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center website, and this is for my senior project. My name is Amber Style, and I'll be going over the concepts and what it takes to build a website for a nonprofit organization. For current organization, the current organization is what is Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center? Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center is a nonprofit organization founded by Stephanie McGregor. They specialize in therapeutic writing lessons for people with medical disabilities, veterans with PTSD, and others. Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center is looking for some help with building a website to advertise and also have information regarding different disabilities and the ranch as well. Why did I choose Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center? As a friend of Stephanie, she has expressed to me how she feels that she has no formal training in information technology and that she must rely on someone else to build her website and maintain it with current information. Stephanie does focus a lot on her ranch and with her horses, and that is what she is. She's a trainer and a teacher, and so she does not have the time to currently work on a website and I'll try to learn how to do a website along with trying to teach and train horses at the same time. The problem that she has is that currently at the Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center has two websites that has little amount of traffic going to it. Both websites also have outdated information and not being maintained by those who have built them in the past. So what does this mean? Right now with both websites, there's been confusions on which website is the current website, also which website would a user go to donate, download forms, as well as find any information regarding about the ranch. However, with the move to a new location, they still have their old address on their website, as well as information regarding staff, which they do not have, and all of this information needs to be updated to the current information that they have. Organization contact information. Stephanie McGregor is the founder and the owner of Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center. Throughout this project, I will be referring to her as the owner. My role throughout this project is going to be the designer or developer of the website. I will also be in charge of this project. This means that if something does not work, it will be up to me to determine how to fix the problem or what next steps should I take to make sure the website is built and completed by her request. The project expectation. What this is by the time the project is concluded, there will be only one website with the current and updated information. What I would like to accomplish for Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center is to create a user-friendly website that promotes your business and by using the website, creating source such as Squarespace or WordPress that can do all the work that she needs at a low cost. My goal is to create a website that has about 6 to 7 pages, and these pages will be the home page, the About Us, Students and Volunteers, which will be actually 2 separate pages within one. A Contact Us page, donation page, as well as the Spectrum. The Spectrum page will be about the disabilities. Continue with the project expectation. For the homepage, I would like to have a mission statement on the homepage, what it takes for a horse to be a certified therapy horse, and the hours that it takes to train a horse. A tracker, and what this tracker will be, at the bottom will have the number of hours and the number of clients and volunteers that have worked at the ranch and how long the operations have been in progress. For the About Us page, Stephanie's testimony on why she created the organization and the goals that she has for the future. The different customized lesson programs and how these lessons also adapt to each student, and they will vary based off of the student needs. I will also have the testimonies of the clients and volunteers on this page as well, so that when new clients and new volunteers come to this website, they can hear the stories of those who have come in the past and those who are currently working and what accomplishments they have achieved there. Continue with the project expectation. For the student and volunteer page, as I stated before, these will be 2 separate pages. The student page will have all the information regarding to the students and lessons. Both pages will also have their own forms to download, and the volunteer page will have its own information regarding to volunteers and the requirements to be a volunteer. The contact page will have a form designed for new and current clients to email Stephanie. This form will be roughly about 4 to 5 boxes and will automatically be able to send an email. You don't have to open up your own email to send it to her. You can do it directly through the site. It will also have an interactive map showing the location of the ranch. It will also have the ranch phone number so clients and volunteers can call. The last project expectation is the spectrum page. This will have a list of different disabilities. Each disability will have a link going to its own organized medical field website where clients will be able to get the current and the true information regarding each disability. Each disability is different, and by making sure that each has their own private link, it will allow clients and volunteers to obtain the correct information. Our next topic is going to be the organizational model. Strengths. What the strengths is what strengths does Trinity Therapeutic have right now with their site? What makes Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center different? At Trinity Therapeutic Center, they work with volunteers in special courses to provide therapeutic writing for students in a safe environment. Each class is specially tailored to the needs of the students to ensure that they get the most from their experience. Our adaptive writing classes grant students a sensory experience and provide a means of focus through interactions with the horses. What's the ideal customer experience like at Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center? Her idea of customer experience is to have fun and embrace the ability to bond with horses. They have a motto saying, "The bond between horses and humans heal," and I think that is a great strength when we are looking to move on for a company to have a motto, a way to adapt to the situation. Some of the weaknesses. Currently, the standard operating procedure, day-to-day task in human resources is limited because there is only the owner and her barn manager. However, her barn manager is focusing on the ranch, while Stephanie is trying to do all the paperwork, train horses, and do her writing lessons at the same time. We have problems with the website as there are 2 websites. She is having to have a designer build a new website for her, so this takes time out of her day, not being able to work with students, to be able to sit down and work with the designer. Currently, there is a financial impact and a span of control. For one of her websites, she's currently paying $14 a month, not including her domain name. The other website, she's paying $8 a month, not including her domain name. And currently, she and the designer have control of the website. And this could be problematic because if a designer, the current designer that she has for one of her websites, was having a hard time reaching out to her with her current password to update the website herself, and that took her approximately 6 months to obtain the information for the site for her to be able to get. And this was delaying information for her to put on her website. How to eliminate or lessen the effects. By eliminating one of the websites, we can design the one website that we will have running. It will save her costs, as well as it would allow for her to be able to maintain the website at an easier fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to rebuild the existing website to meet the standards she has today. She will still have problems with maintaining the website. However, after speaking with her, we are determining that as a designer, I will be able to maintain the website after it is published. So based off of EAR and GoBed's 4 domains, we have process, data, infrastructure, and organization. The website is designed to be a source of communications. The data that she will have is to keep hard copies in files and has folders on her computer. Currently, she is in the process of moving, and so she has to transfer all those paperwork that she has. By building a website that will allow for clients to be able to print their own forms, she will have to carry less paperwork, and what she could do is scan them into her computer and have it stored on her computer, which will then save her more time. The infrastructure. She is trying to build her infrastructure up and have a reliable source. And the organizer, she has decided that there will only be one user. The only users will be her and the designer who will have access to this site. The current operating model structure. Bureaucracy model, staff and volunteers rely on supervision. Global expansion, there is currently no plans to expand globally. Since this is a nonprofit organization, she is located at her site and she does not have any means to expand it to other locations. Her services, she has writing lessons, craft games, horse anatomy lessons, and other lessons as well. The next step in this presentation will be the vision and scope. For business requirements. With a new website, there are many business opportunities. This new website will be clean and allow for an easy user experience. It will also allow for a reduction of paperwork being handed in and allow for clients and volunteers to print out their own paperwork. What this means is that with a new website, that clean look, it will make it easier for new clients who are not tech savvy come into the website, have an understanding, know exactly where they're going to get the information they want. Also, it won't be cluttered, and this will give it that sleek design to allow it to be easy to read, easy to see the videos and pictures, and get an understanding of what happens at the ranch. The success metrics. Within a year of the initial release, I'm projecting that there will be an 80% increase of traffic going to the new website. Within 6 months of the release, there will also be a 60% decrease in paperwork because the forms will be posted on the website, and that would be less information for Stephanie to have to obtain in hand as well as give out. Sorry about the video. The vision statement. Our mission here at Trinity Therapeutic Riding Center is to rescue horses and rehab to help those with disabilities ranging from physical, mental, and emotional. We focus on those who greatly benefit from this form of therapy, including students with disabilities, veterans with PTSD, and more. With this, there are a few business risks. With a new website, there's a 10% chance of losing online clients. What does this mean? Currently, there are clients who like the website as it is, who don't want it to be changed. And with changes, sometimes it deters people from using the site. My goal is to hopefully not have a loss of clients with this new site and actually gain more than loss. There will be a chance that some of the features will not be offered on the new services. For example, with the forums being downloaded, my goal is to reach not only the Windows operating system, but the Macintosh operating system, iOS. And there could be a chance with the forums not being compatible with one of their operating systems, which will be a risk as well. The owner may not keep the website up to date, and while this is a risk, while she is not the one really doing the updating and the maintaining the site, she is also providing the information. And if she has a hard time providing that information to the designer, then that could be a risk with the website getting outdated. Business exceptions and dependencies. The website will depend on the server based off of which website she uses to have the website built. It'll also have it dependent on a domain. If we go with any domain, then it will be really hard for clients to find the ranch website on the browsers as well. And the website is also dependent on internet access. While though with our cell phones being able to not support Wi-Fi, we could go on our hotspots for it, we still need internet to access the website. The next step will be the scope and limitations. Trinity Therapeutic Riding Center's website is expected to provide details and services, how to volunteer, and they'll allow for donations. This system will need to have a minimum of 4 pages and 3 subpages. It will be limited based on the host server and the package the owner chooses. What does this mean? This means that for subpages, when you go to a website and you have on the hotbar the key targets, and when you hover over that hotbar, you get a drop down to another page. Those are what are considered subpages. The host server. The host server is going to be WordPress.com, and with WordPress.com, she can choose a variety of different packages for the website. While granted, she only needs a mid-class package, there are base models that provide some feedback, and then there are professionals that will allow for coding as well as help from the organization itself. The updates should be limited to once a month unless otherwise stated. The owner and designer will have access to updating the information and making any other changes. No one else will be granted permission to the website unless the owner has stated so. And with that being said, that while she does have the rights to update her website for herself, and she will have the capability of doing so, for the most part, it will be up to the designer to make the updates. Business context. Some of the current issues that Training Therapeutic Writing Center has is multiple websites with misleading information. Another issue is the access to one of the websites. One of the websites is very slow. I don't know if it's because of the clutter or if it is because of the hosting site. However, it has been really hard to when you open the website up for it to load in and not lag out. Currently, there is no stakeholders at Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center. However, in the future, there could be a chance for stakeholders as the organization turns into a for-profit. Currently, with her, it's only her running the ranch. She does have board members, but as a nonprofit, the board members don't really pay into the ranch, nor do they get anything out of the ranch. Project priorities. The priorities during this project is to obtain the current information to keep the website up to date. It will also be a priority to keep the website at a low cost to be able to download the forms and to be able to download the forms from the website. The system requirement specification. The purpose. Internet-based application to allow a new and existing clients to obtain information regarding Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center. The product features are gallery, forms, and donations. Under the gallery page, this will be a key feature because clients and new members to Trinity Therapeutic Ranch can also see what is happening at the ranch to get an idea of lessons, as well as see if there's any projects or anything that they can bring into the ranch from outside that they have learned. The form page is a key because it will allow for clients and volunteers to download and fill out the form before they show up to the ranch, which will save them time from filling out paperwork while they are there. The donation is a key because this is for, as a nonprofit organization, they rely strictly on donations and they do not make a profit for themselves. And with that being said, by allowing for donations online in times that are trouble, when it's raining and the ranch is closed, people could still go online and make donations. The system features. Website description. Clear user-friendly navigation. It will be smooth, have fast speeds, and should meet all performances and demands. The external interface requirements. What this means is that for user interface, the website will have a simple user interface system. It will be clean, it will be smooth. Information will be properly placed so that it's easy to find. The pages will be designed to be neat and smooth for their users. The hardware interface. For hardware interface, please follow the link for the details requiring to run a website. With a website, while on our general computers, that is all we need, and internet to run to build a website, there are other forms of websites that do require an extensive amount of hardware interfaces. The software interfaces will be WordPress, which is a free and open source content management system written with a PHP and paired with a MySQL. The communication interface. The website will be designed to be an HTTPS, so it is secure. The HTTPS stands for the Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. When you type that into a URL or whenever you go to a website on a URL, you will see where it says the HTTPS before the rest of the link. Myself back. Other non-functional requirements. This will be the performance requirement. The website will need to perform fast and smoothly without any lags or delays. The safety requirements. This website will need to be secure because of the capability of donating. If the website is not secure, then it will be easy for someone, such as a hacker, to break in and reroute the donations to another account. So not only do we have to make sure the website is secure, but the form of donation is probably being secured as well and monitored closely to make sure that her accounts are being properly added as well as being transferred. For security requirements, only security requirements for the website is authorization and authentication. This will require for the owner and the designer as well anyone the owner trusts. So what does that mean? Because of the fact that we have money being transferred through the website, there is a personal email attached to the forms page for clients to email, which could be private information going straight to Stephanie between the client and the trainer. This will need to be properly authenticated to allow no one else to see this information except for her, and unless she otherwise states anyone else. Software quality attributes need to be reliable, tested, and maintained. If it is not tested and it's not maintained, there could be problems within the backend that no one else could see, and which will later on cause problems to the website. The next topic of information will be the wireframe. What is a wireframe? It is commonly used to lay out contents and functionality on a page, which considers user needs and user's journeys. Wireframes are used early in the development process to establish basic structure of a page before visual design content is added. And this is from the userexperience.com. It contains blocks, buttons, and sections, as well as many other functions and modes. For example, on the home page, this is the concept of a wireframe for our Trinity Therapeutics new homepage. In this section right here will be for images in a small gallery, or it will be also a place for one image to kind of fill in the page. This is our header section. We'll have the title of the ranch as well as the different navigation pages up here. It will also have social media, a search bar, and this will be the company's logo. The next part of this page will be the mission, who they are, and what do they do. These are text boxes which will have the following information: their mission statement, what do they do at the ranch, who are they, how do they start. Underneath that will also be where their tracker is. So this will be the therapy sessions, how many sessions they've had, how many hours they have worked, how many clients have so far been to their ranch, as well as the volunteers that are currently working. Underneath that will be the footer section, which will contain all the information for the footer. On the next page, which will be students and volunteers, we're going to have, while the students and volunteer pages are separate, they are very similar in design to make it easy to understand, as well as to make sure that the correct information is put on and that they don't feel separated. So on both student and volunteer pages, they both have two images on the both on the left and the right hand side. They will have their information centered in their page, as well as they'll have the ability to click on the forms, which will be here for the clients and volunteers, while they both will have both forms in case they want to volunteer and be a client at the same time. They can click on either or forms. There will be another section of text, more images, and the footer section. The next page is the gallery page, which is a simple, easy to understand page because here we're just going to have videos and pictures playing on this website. From my understanding that we're probably going to try to get this to automatically play with sound, but however, if a client wants to and don't want to watch a video or they want to see a particular image, they can use the arrow key down here to be able to find that images. This page also does have a footer section as well, however, because of the size of the page, it did not fit on the PowerPoint. The donation and contact pages. Both are simple pages. For the donation page, we're going to have images similar to that of which was of the student and volunteer pages, two images on both on the left and the right hand side. We're going to have a center section for text on the reasons why somebody would want to donate, how they can donate, which will be linked to these buttons here. For PayPal, it will go directly to the PayPal account. For Venmo, the same. And we have another button. The other button is to be later on decided on which sources she wants to use for donations, and we can add that in. In this text box, while money is a great form of donation, she does take other donations such as hay, tack, gear, boots, helmets, anything like that for the ranch that could be supplied. She will have filled into this section right here to organize the thought process so that not that people don't have to feel obligated to pay with cash. They could donate in other forms as well. The contact page. This box here will be for the map as well as the form. While it's going to be an interactive map, it will be displayed as an image, and that is why it is crossed off the way it is on this page. So with the interactive map and a form connected to each other, it's kind of hard to draw a wireframe with that. So underneath I have the text. And what this text will be is for when the user wants to send Stephanie a email, they could do it on this page directly. They do not have to open up their own email accounts. It will be automatically set so when the user comes in, they can email her from the website and they can go about their business if they have questions. And then they can go back to the student page or to the donation page to figure out what their question was about, then quickly hop back over to the contact page and continue writing out their information. Both pages will have a footer section, which will allow for the user to also have more information. After this page will be the Agile concept. What is an Agile? Agile software development comprises various approaches to software development under which requirements and solutions evolve through the collaborative effort of self-organizing and cross-functional teams and their customers and users. An Agile documentation allows for the project manager or someone assigned by the project manager to work with a client in developing a project. The next form of Agile is the Agile documentation. Agile documentation takes the form of a spreadsheet. It requires rows and columns in a spreadsheet to allow the information to be properly organized and easy to read. There are 4 different requirements for the Agile user story. These requirements are the cost, workshop and creativity techniques, creative conversation, and collaborative creativity project. Trinity Therapeutic Writing Center Agile. For my project, there are 3 users in the Agile user stories. One of the users is the customers, the second is the owner, and the third user is the designer, which is me. Here's what my Agile story ID looks like. As you can see, for the user stories ID is we have a column here that goes from 1 to 50. However, in this case, it's only 16. What this one is because we're kind of creating a story before we got into what the problem was. The customer was complaining that they wanted a new updated website that is user-friendly because they are not sure which website to use. Another customer wants an updated website as well for user-friendly because the information has outdated and old information. They wanted an updated website that is user-friendly because it does not have enough information on it. The last one wants a new updated information to bring in more business. The owner wants to invest in a new website to start over with a simple user-friendly website that will please the customers. Next, we'll go to the designer who wants to know what software to use for the website so they can start by budgeting the finances for it, which will lead to the owner again speaking on how they want to keep the website. She wants to keep updated in the progress to stay in the loop. The owner also wants a way for customers to contact her through the email so they can email her. Owners want a page to allow for customers to submit an email so she'll also need to contact the ranch with any questions. The page will need to be downloaded for forms so the clients can fill out applications as well as volunteers. She wants a gallery page so that customers can see what's happening at the ranch. She wants a home page so that the customers understand the mission of the ranch as well as other sources too. She wants to link her social media accounts to the website so customers can directly go to the social media page from the website. They don't have to try to find it on Facebook or Instagram, try to determine which is the correct social media if there are multiple names. She wants a donation page to allow people to donate and see other forms of donation as well. What I will need is the criteria for the website. I will need all of this that is listed of what she wants listed down so I can start the process of design. I would want to create a wireframe to design the pages as well as if there might be something that I might see as a trouble on doing, I would want to know ahead of time than try to figure it out later. So I'll need to create an organizational chart to organize my ideas for the website. I would also want to create the wireframe, which I've already previously stated, to design the layouts, organize meetings with the owner to start going over the updates in the progress of the website and if there's any problems. Lastly, I would want to save all the information from both websites to back up this information. The Agile budget for a project. The project manager can evaluate the Agile user stories and determine if there is something that can be cut out or that can be added into the project. So what does that mean? This means with the list like we just previously showed, the owner can determine if there's something on the project that maybe she doesn't need right now and can come at a later time. For example, if she wants to add a page where the users can see the different types of horses as well as the anatomy of horses. If she wants to add that on later on, or such as a merchant store, we don't need to see that on the Agile user story yet. Reason why is because this isn't a priority. This is a later down the road stuff to add on. However, at the end of the Agile user list, we can add that information after the majority of the project is completed for future reference. The Agile workshop and creativity techniques. Stakeholders use creativity techniques to discover, event, and document as many concepts, requirements, and ideas in a parallel as possible. With a website, there are different concepts being drawn out and mini sketches. However, there needs to be a timeline of when these concepts should be complete, and if not, then that could cost the company more money. So what does that mean? When we look back at our wireframes, all those concepts for a website can be drawn in many different ways. We can have different ways the website can look, and if we have too many ideas, then we're determining on which looks best, what fits the website better, and trying to pick and choose what we think is good. By having a time frame, you can narrow it down sooner and faster. And with this Agile workshop, you can, on this process, you can determine on who is drawing what. And this is more for a large business and not a nonprofit organization. So this concept could be the same way for them as well. Creative conversation and collaborative creativity projects. Under the creative conversation, it is important to communicate with the team during the project. It will allow to determine who is working on a specific part of the project. Not just that, when there is an update being done and you have an Agile user story list and someone's updating without mentioning or without putting a comment in like, hey, I am working on this part of the project today, they could cause problems for the project later down the road, especially if someone had already claimed to work on that section of the project. With that being said, for our project, the creative conversation allows for me to email to the owner of the website, this is my ideas, this is how long it will take, here is my thought process. This will allow her to keep on time with the project, allow her to determine about where I should be at on the project, and if she has any questions, she can ask me. Collaborative creativity project. When working with a team, collaborative creativity will allow for team members to input their ideas. If someone is working on a project and another sees an idea to help boost that project, the Agile user story can allow the project manager to determine if that user should help with the other. What that means is if I am working on designing the donations page and I'm just having trouble with it, or if it's not coming out the way I want to, and someone sees that I'm working on it, they can go talk to the project manager, or in this case, the owner, and say, hey, I noticed they're having this problem. Why don't we do it this way? And if the project manager likes that idea, then they can add it to the Agile user list, saying, hey, now you could go work with them. The next step for this project will be the work breakdown structure. So what is a work breakdown structure? A work breakdown structure, also known as WBS, is the purpose of a breakdown structure to organize and define the scope of your project. That is, you can start by identifying the key deliverables and noting when they are being produced. And this is by Bridge into 2019, and I got this also online. A WBS can be modified for any projects or any organizations. For my project, this is a work breakdown structure for mine. And there are different phases as well as different levels during our work breakdown structures. So we would have to be very careful. Usually with a work breakdown structure, it is followed by a work breakdown structure dictionary, which we'll go over more here in a moment. So for my project, the website is the main project. This is the key point. All of that website will be the design, test, modify, publish, and maintenance. So what are we designing? We're going to design a homepage, the gallery page, student and volunteer pages, donation page, and the contact page. So next, after all these pages are developed and designed, we're going to go into the test phase, which we're going to test the email delivery. We're also going to test the PayPal and Venmo and any other forms of donations. We're going to be testing the forms for students and volunteers to make sure that not only can Windows print the forms, but an iOS system can print it as well. We're also going to test the domain to make sure that the site can be found online and not have to worry about it not showing. We're also going to test the links to the social media sites to make sure that each link goes to the proper site. After testing, we're going to make any modifications, and these modifications will come up to the owner's discretion, or if I see a problem with the site, then I can make a modify before we go back into testing again and then publishing. So next, after we test and modify, and if there's anything we need to modify, we retest it to make sure it works, we're going to go into the publish phase. And this publish phase is we're going to publish all the web pages at once. We're going to publish the home page, galleries, students and volunteers, donations page, and the contact page. Afterwards, after we have published the site and the website is live, anyone can go to it, can do all these things, we'll come into the maintenance phase. What the maintenance phase is this is where we're going to be doing our updates, renewing our annual contract, as well as making any changes to the website. Excuse me. Shortly after that will be the work breakdown structure. Apologize for the hard reading, but what a work breakdown structure is we have levels, also known as phases. Each level will have its own code and followed by what that code is doing. Afterwards, we get the definition of each code. So for example, for our website, which is level 1, phase 1, it's a gateway of information that is available to the current and new clients on the internet. So what does that mean? So when we come back down to this page, this is phase 1, our website right here. This is what we're focusing on. When you look down at the work breakdown structures, you can see the code here and the different levels. What the levels means is that this is level 1, this is level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, and level 7. This whole row right here is level 2, just to make sure we don't get confused, and this is level 1. After the work breakdown structure dictionary, we'll next move into the project schedule network diagram. What does this mean? This gives you an idea of similar to the work breakdown structure, however, this kind of gives you an idea of what is being done from a different angle. This allows you to see about how many days it will take to accomplish this website, as well as if there's any problems within the website. So for design, it's approximately going to take me roughly 2 days to develop the homepage, just because it's going to be a lot of information that is going onto the homepage. Since this is the key page that anyone, when they log into Fraternity Therapeutic Writing Center, this is the first page they will see. The next page will be the gallery page. This will take me approximately 3 days to build. It's just there's going to be a lot of images and videos I'm going to have to edit to make the page fit. And so for that is the reason why it's as simple as that page, it's going to take me a long time to do. The next page is the student and volunteer pages. As a reminder that these are 2 separate pages that are combined into one. And so for each information that will go on these pages, it will take me approximately 6 days to build both websites, or both web pages, my bad. The next one will be the donations page, which will approximately take me 2 days because I have to get all the information and make sure the information is correctly inputted for the emails to link to the PayPal account, Venmo as well, because we would hate to have information going, the wrong information link, and then someone else is getting the donations. The last page is the contact page. This will take me a day, only because it's a form and an interactive map, which usually is provided by the hosting site. Afterwards, we're going to go into inserting the email and phone number for the contact page. For the donation page, we're setting up the PayPal account and the Venmo, so this will take me approximately a day to do. Afterwards, we're going to be hooking up the social media links. Because the social media links are on the header, that will be affected all pages at once. So thankfully, with that, it will take approximately a day to look up the social medias. I wouldn't even say a day, possibly a few hours, but in case anything goes wrong, it's a day. Afterwards, it's going to take me approximately 4 days of testing. And this is to make sure nothing breaks on the website. In fact, I kind of want something to break so we can make sure it fixes, because if we publish the website and after doing testing and something goes wrong then we know that there is a problem. So after 4 days of testing, it'll take me about 3 days to publish, because I'll be doing more testing as well as making sure everything, nitpicking the website and publishing it at the end. So this would conclude the project for developing a website and the process that it will take. Next will be our concluding. So with the key concepts that we went over in this project, we went over the current organizational model, which would have Stephanie's information, my information, what the ranch is about. Next is the organizational model, which we talked about the strengths and weaknesses at the ranch, as well for the website. For the vision and scope, we discussed about what the vision of the ranch is and how this project will help get the ranch to that vision. The system requirement specification is where what requirements do I need for the website as well as for the branch. For the wireframe, it will be the drawing and the shaping of the website before we actually start building the website. The agile user stories is a list of stories and a breakdown to organize our thoughts. And the work breakdown structure allows the owner to see what the project is at and how they would be able to conclude on what to do next. And I want to thank you for this time. Thank you for the class. It's been a pleasure being in your class as well as being able to do this project. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.